Hello to all the visitors of our deepest expert talk. We will not believe, but we do. We have a wonderful woman now on the other side of the planet, I could say. This is Jennifer Randive. She is our guest in our today's expert talk from the Deepesh, and we will speak about really, really exciting themes like unique brilliance and stuff. Jennifer, by herself, is a powerful blend of a maverick, mentor, consultant, coach, and speaker, which she uses interchangeably. An author and even executive producer of a film entitled Mommy Says I'm Special. Outside of that, Jennifer Randive is the global chair of the All G100 Owners in Wisdom Wing and was awarded an honorary doctorate by philosophy by the Chancellor of the Rai University in India. Hello, Jennifer. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you for that amazing introduction.
Okay, I did my best so far. English is also not my how is it called? My native language? Yes, right.
Yeah, but you did a good job, so all the best.
Yeah, how I told you like before we started the recording, there's some tongue breakers sometimes, but we all do our best. So, Jennifer, I really believe our audience would love to know more about your ways that you got step two, that you got going through to become such that wonderful human being, I have to say. Can you tell
Well,
us something
that's
about your origin, like where you come from and stuff like that?
okay. I originally come from India. Um, I did my schooling in India, but my parents were always in the Middle East. So my
Okay.
father was in Kuwait, and when I finished my schooling in India, then I came and joined my parents in Kuwait, and we were there for a very long time. I got married there. I had my daughter there, and also I was there during the war that was between Kuwait
Okay.
and Iraq. That's the time that we left, and I came back to India, and then came to Dubai. So that is how it is that we have been in that part of the world. So in total, I think I have been in the Middle East region for 51 years, Kuwait and the UAE. So pretty much a resident of the countries here in the Middle East. And I find it really fascinating that the place is a wonderful place to be in. I really feel welcome, acknowledged, and really well taken care of. People really are amazing. And we have this awesome amount of different nationalities within the UAE, So we've got around about 200 different nationalities. So
Oh,
we have,
wow. That is almost the
yes,
planet himself. Is it not
exactly,
about
exactly.
220 or something countries right
Yes,
now
yes,
in the
yes.
moment? Okay.
So
Oh,
it's really nice to be able to interact with, we have the melting pot of nationalities right here in the UAE, which is
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, this is kind of the same way that we have here in Berlin, especially, but here now, of course, centered in one city. Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll have to stop me because being a speaker myself, I can carry on speaking. So you got to stop me. All
I
right.
believe I will not do that. No.
Well, I
But
started off. It was very interesting. My life journey has been a very interesting one, and it's taken me through different pathways. So I'm an advocate of change and transformation because I believe it's really necessary to be able to move with the times and not be stuck in the past. So
definitely.
I had to experience that myself because I've always been, was rather a corporate junkie, you know, being in the corporate world, must do this, this is the way to do it, the right way, perfect way, and no other way. And I'm not saying that that did not serve me. At that time, it really worked well for me because I was able to do a lot of things. So my background has been more sales, marketing. And then when I came into the UAE, it was more about trying to look for a job. And it was very difficult. because I came from Kuwait, right? In Kuwait, it was more word of mouth. You had done something great and you actually got recognized for it, and
Yeah.
people headhunted you and you went to the other job. So in Kuwait, I did a lot of work, sales, marketing. I was also the buyer for Mother Care of London, for Kuwait, for Mother Care. But when I came to Dubai, it was a totally different ballgame. And it was like you had to go through agencies to get a job, or a recruitment agency.
Is it like
And I
that?
was,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
it was like that. And I tried really hard to get myself a job. And it was, you have no experience, you're not UK, US educated, you're not a European or whatever, they had certain preferential positions at that time, not anymore at that time, for certain nationalities, but not anymore. So finally, I found out that I had to go through agencies and I could not do this myself, so which I did. So I went ahead and put my applications, went and tried to meet people, but they were not really open to meeting. They only used
Mm-hmm.
to take money at that time to have your name and your resume in the thing. Um, so it was a really difficult time for me to try and find a job. But then I remember, it's really crazy. I remember uh, pursuing a particular recruitment agency to try and get a job, to get an interview. It's not a job, just get me in front of the people. Because, in my opinion, if you do not know me, if you do not meet me, how would you know what I'm doing? Whether I'm actually doing a great job, have done a great job, do I know how to do the job? How would you know? I could write anything in my resume, right?
Right.
So finally, I persisted and got myself to get an interview. And I had to frame it in such a way, I had to market myself in a way, because there was a position for a recruitment consultant with that company. And I said, you know what? I could actually do this job quite well. And the lady said, but you haven't got any recruitment experience. I said, but I have dealt with people. I know how to talk. I can find out what the people are doing. I have dealt with clients before in my previous roles. So I do believe that I'll be able to add value. But she got so frustrated with me because I had called like so many times before. And she said, okay, I'll get you an interview. So I finally
Okay.
got an interview, right? And when we got the interview, it was really interesting because the owner of the business asked me, so why do you think you can do this job? I said, I think the prerequisites for the job is that I need to communicate effectively, which I think I do. I would know how to deal with people and talk to people and to find out. I said, I've done this while doing my previous roles of pulling out from people what they enjoy doing. What is it that they really like to do? How great they are doing it. Okay.
Ah,
And she said, okay. And then she says, but you don't have any experience. I said, experience talking to people and dealing with people is something that I do naturally. This is one of my innate abilities and capacities. He said, well, I'm going to give you a chance. So finally, I did get the job and got into recruitment. After that, I went into finding out some different ways of how to do the recruitment, because it was not just finding jobs for people, it was about getting to really understand the individual. Who are you? Yeah.
there we are on the point. What is already, on my script formulated, huh? Um, we know, and the people they know you are really big and good and huge in business connecting. And G100, is also some kind of, how can I call it, organization, initiative, or what?
It's a movement. It's a
And
brilliant
it's
movement.
actually
Yes.
movement, like we are with Voice 8 Association at Deepish, that that we like to install um,
Mm.
the hugest movement for living sustainability in humanity. Yeah. Um, when I come back to that two words, unique brilliance, what
Mm.
is meant by that for real and behind? What
Okay.
what why you? I mean, in our pre-talk we spoke about it. how the people should act when they like to get a job? Is it about following them what they need from you,
No,
or is it about showing up?
no, it's not about acting. One has to learn to be authentic. Okay, one has to be honest with oneself, and the way that I do it is to really pull out from people what their unique talents, abilities, and skills are. Okay, because sometimes it comes so naturally to us, but we're not able to let people know what it is that we
Right.
are great at because it's so natural for us, right? So when I'm working with people, it's more about allowing them to first have a whole array of questions that I ask to be able to pull out. And I have this way of asking questions and then I shut up because it's very important to listen to people talk. And
Absolutely.
in the conversations of people, you really get to know what gives them the tremendous amount of joy. How can, and then I help them as to how can they use that joy by employing that joy in the work that they do. So that becomes a unique thing because every one of us is one, yet we are totally unique. And it's really necessary for us to get that. What makes us unique? So
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
sure.
Each and
Yeah.
every one is unique. And I think what has been happening in the world has been we all have to try and fit in. Okay. You have to have certain formulas. You must be doing this, you must be doing that. Then you're okay to be, you know, then you'll fit in. But we were not designed to fit in, we were designed to stand out. And that is why it's so essential for people to really recognize what is really unique about them, because that brilliance is what will make the difference
And not
to
being a
them
match for the
and
matrix.
the work
Yeah.
and to the work that they do, because it impacts everything that you do, literally. So I'll be quiet and I'll allow you to ask the next question.
My thought was only going in that way, it's not about confirming with the metrics. It's about how you said standing out for yourself, and even for that, what you are doing, what you want to do, even for and what you can afford for the company that like to employ you.
Yeah, because it is first and foremost, it is also necessary that when people are looking for anything, looking for an organization, looking for an association, it's also important for them to really be inquisitive and curious enough to find out what the organization is all about, what the movement is all about. Many people just don't do it. It's like just following everything and going blindly into it,
Hmm.
because there has to be a commitment for someone to actually add value. And you can only add value when you take the responsibility for yourself to find out more. So, researching on the company, researching on the movement, finding out more, and then seeing whether you and your unique brilliance and your unique gifts will be a value addition to them. It's very necessary. It takes two hands to clap, right?
Yeah.
And it takes two to tango. So we've got to actually, it's not a one-sided affair. We've got to come together to actually create something far greater for the organizations, for ourselves, for the movements, for anything that we associating with.
Yeah.
That's the way that I look
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah. I believe this is even the way, the only way to grow
Absolutely.
together, and even by yourself, with that influence then from made that company that employs you, it's about making it rich and not only following the structure they are already there, and it's not anymore developing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing also, is that once we really pay attention to ourselves, we have been taught that it is being selfish, but it isn't, quite honestly. Because if you learn to pay attention to yourself and really find out, and if you don't know, then reach out to somebody to help them for you to, to get to really know you. Because this is what occurs, and this is what I've seen in all my experiences at work, is that when you really know yourself, what are your unique talents, abilities, and skills, then you are able to contribute to somebody else, which then takes us to this equation of competition. Why would we need to compete?
Absolutely
If we
not.
really
In my
knew
mind.
ourselves and our unique brilliance, you know what I'm saying? And if we knew our unique brilliance, then would we be able to complete somebody else's work and help them to also shine and be greater than who they are? You know what I'm saying? So they, for me, it is like if we were to stop the competition, would be first to get to know ourselves, to then be able to contribute to somebody else, to help them complete themselves.
Hmm.
And they would be able to share their gifts with us so they can complete us. So the question in my mind is there'll be no competition. There'll only be competent, being competent enough to be able to complete one another.
Actually, that brings me even to my next thought, and to this kind of question: what is May globally meant? You know, what in your opinion, especially with that background and with all that what you are doing for people, with people, yeah, to improve them by their own being, yeah, when
Exactly.
I call it like this, what do you think should be immediately done and changed when we look to the world and the situations that we have all over, mostly how it feels,
Mm.
in my opinion?
I think many people are experiencing that whatever they've been doing for the longest time ever is not working. There has to be a level of awareness within people
Yes.
to see that whatever I've been doing and doing and doing and doing and trying to make better is really not working. So there has to be a level of awareness that actually comes into people. And it is, I truly believe that we're not here to fix anybody because no one is really broken. They only have to be awakened.
Yeah, I
No
go
one is
with you.
broken.
Mm.
They need to be awakened. So we do a lot of conversations. I mean, I do a lot of conversations through podcasts. I do a podcast called Conversations on Conscious Change, where I'm interviewing people for them to get who are sharing their story of who they were, how they changed, and what is happening in their life now. So people have to, we have to learn from one another. We have to speak about these things. And I'm very glad that you're having this expert talk. And thank you for inviting me. But there has to be a constant thing of people becoming aware of the different possibilities. We're not here to fix anybody, and we've got to get this. The more we try to fix somebody, the more we push them away. Our jobs as mentors, I'm a mentor and a coach and awareness coach, consciousness coach, is to awaken people to their own brilliance. That's what I keep saying, is to awaken people to their own brilliance because within us, we have all the skills, talents, abilities. We just have been operating from the outside as to what
Yes.
people expect of us. We
Yeah.
have not ventured on the inside, which is where everything is.
And thus, this stuff is not making us happy, when we only,
Not,
absolutely not. And
uh,
I believe there is a lot of power in that, because you're influencing out, you're influencing with your own being than other people when you get seen. Yeah, when people see
exactly.
you. Huh?
And it is an interesting thing to actually know this that once you really get to know who you are, you automatically become the invitation for other people to choose to connect to you,
I know
to
about
be
that.
so that so they can be more of themselves.
Yeah.
So because everyone is unique, you can't tell everyone, okay, now you have to be like this. Now you have to be like this. No, it's about helping them to acknowledge who they are and to
Mm-hmm.
help them to see that gift, those talents, those abilities, the gifts that they have, and to empower them to be able to enhance themselves, to encourage them to be more than what they are, to to help them to see how they can bring that brilliance that they have into the workplace, into communities, into their relationships, because everything has got to do with relationship. But this relationship has to first start you, with you. You can't relate to anybody else authentically if you really are not relating with you authentically. So it all it's an inside job. And when it's an inside job, then the outside gets actually inspired to take action, to be different, to do different, and to actually have much more fun. I don't see why there has to be so much of stress. There's no need for stress. The stress can only come when you're trying to be something that you're not.
Right. And that comes then together with frustration, with aggression, and whatever is then we show out, you
Anger,
know?
yes. And then we
Yeah.
always also, the whole thing is everything that's going around on the planet, like you asked, is why is this happening? And the way that I have seen it is like everyone wants to be right. Everyone has a very strong point of view, and no one is willing to actually drop those points of views to be able to look at things in a totally different light. Because if they have to maintain that they're right, I mean, why are the wars happening? So-and-so party saying they're right, so-and-so party saying that they're right. So now we have to maintain the fight.
Mm-hmm.
The fight
Yeah.
carries on when you're not present enough to see different possibilities. You're not willing to be aware of what is going on because you're so entrained, and it is happening simply because that's how we've been raised. We have to be right. You must do things right. No, that's right according to someone else. It may be not right according to me. So, are we open enough to come together to have different conversations that open up the possibilities of a humanity coming into oneness? Because this is our planet. It's not your planet or my planet. It's our planet. Is it working that way? Sometimes. And people like us are the ones who are the way showers. We are the path. We are creating new pathways of possibilities for people to awaken, for people to have a more sustainable
Mm-hmm.
life on the
Yeah.
planet, to treat the planet in a totally different way. I mean, the earth has always been around and it will carry on being around. I think the only people that are ruining the earth are the people. Again, by maintaining our points of views that are so strong that we think that we can fix everything. We can't.
No, we can't.
We
But we
have
can
to
we,
be
we can work
aware.
we can work on that all together and with the main
Yes,
meaning of saving the planet, coming back to peace
yes,
and spreading
exactly.
out the
It is
meaning of
awareness.
freedom.
It is about awareness, right? To become aware is to allow the planet to operate the way it knows how. We are the we actually are working with the planet. We should not be trying to fix the planet. Planet has always existed. We are
Yeah,
the ones who are will come and go.
yeah. We will be changed from the planet if we
Exactly.
don't take care about our future. Yeah, that's for
Exactly.
sure. Oh my God, Jennifer, you will not believe we are already by 25 minutes and it felt like
Wow.
10 minutes or somehow. And how I told you in our pre-talk, we should do that one more and not so far away. Don't you think?
I think we all need to have conversations that are going to impact and inspire people to awaken to their own brilliance, their own unique brilliance. Because
Yeah,
everyone
we are
has a gift. Everyone does. And that's what I
absolutely
have been able
sure.
to.
Yeah. Jennifer, I have to say thank you very much. Yes, for this inspiring talk, for inspiring words that you gave also me, is how I was reflecting on them, with my face
Mhm.
and my behaviors. I feel really glad that I had you in here in our deepest expert talk. And now for the audience, you know what? You all can watch it out up next in our YouTube channel and on our Deepesh platform. You can read it down. Well, when the video is done, you can see where you can go, and then you can follow us. Not only about this expert talk that we made already done now, even for the next upcoming ones. Jennifer,
Good.
thank you very much one more. I wish you a wonderful
Very welcome.
evening now. Okay.
Wish you the same.
And
And thank you for having me.
we will see each other soon, I believe.
Yeah, I hope this conversation is going to inspire people to really want to get to know how awesome they are and how brilliantly unique they are as well. So have a good evening, Regina, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.